Sorry. All right. Guys, what's up? It's your girl Real with another video. But today I really wanted to talk about a kind of an issue that's been bothering me for a bit of in self-care in the community of Black people. So I really did want to talk about that today. So let's just cut all the chit chat off and get into the video. Okay, so a lot of y'all really like to talk shit. Some of y'all open y'all mouths. I really wonder if you're uneducated or you grew up in like the woods, or like a bear is your parents or something like that. All come for these Africans. How Africans come for us. And when I say us, I mean Black African American people in the United States and African people that are from Africa. How can you say Black Lives Matter, stop killing us, F the police, all this stuff, when we still have these types of issues in our own community? Like, there's apparently a word that Africans call, like Americans, and I can't even pronounce it. Of course I can't pronounce it. Like, I'm pretty sure y'all happy about that. And you wonder why we're not equal or not seen as equal. Is because we don't treat each other equally in the first place. And there's so much, I'm not gonna lie, there's a lot of cultural differences when it comes to Black people and African people. However, to go against someone or to blatantly say that someone is lazy or damaged, or which we are damaged, lazy, damaged, or like, I don't know, just privileged or whatever y'all want to call it, that's fine. But the reason why we're so damaged is because we were taken from the exact same place that you're from. So don't blame a culture, because technically we've got all ripped off from our, African roots. Mad because their last name is John. Why would you make fun of somebody for that? Like, I chose to be captured. It's really sad because y'all think this is okay behavior and no one's gonna call you out on it from being, this is prejudiced behavior. Prejudiceness. I don't know if that's a word, but I see a lot of that, and honestly, you're sad. I'm over here saying like, oh, African Americans don't even make fun of Africans because we're so humble, we're so smart. We be the ones starting that mess. Like saying, oh, they have phones. Oh, don't y'all wash in the jungle? That's why people even started getting pissed as I'm pretty sure that's how some people got to where they were with all this ignorance, calling us different names and whatnot. So I used to go to school. All the African girls, whatever, like especially after school, sometimes they had their own dances, their own foods and all of that, and I was just like jealous as fuck. Excuse my language, but honestly, this is the type of conversation I want to have with y'all because it's something that is ridiculous, and I'm gonna use a little profanity only to get my point across, because evidently some of y'all not getting unity. So I'm gonna make this very clear. Jesus. Anyway, I just think it's sad because I really do feel cut off, and like I don't know where my whole line is from, because Africa is a continent, it's not a country, so there's no telling where my history is, where a lot of other people's history is. Going out of your way to say, oh, they're this or they're that, like, oh, African Americans, they don't have a choice whether to be white or something like, I can't even remember, because some of this stuff is so stupid. And you honestly put this on the internet thinking that, oh, no one's gonna see it and I might still get hired somewhere. No, that's not gonna work out, because you're saying dumb stuff and it's on the internet. That's also a big, huge pet peeve of mine. So excuse me if I say that a lot, but I hate that. So it really is more key than anything. But that's one thing we never seem to talk about. We can always talk about Black Lives Matter and how white people oppress us and vice versa, but we never talk about interracial problems. Like, it is not okay to look at somebody and say that they're privileged or they work really, or they don't work that hard, or they're lazy just because we got snatched. Like, you really finna blame that on us? I'm so confused by that. So for y'all to be calling us names and doing all this extra stuff, no, it's not that necessary. And to African Americans that say dumb shit like, oh, I can't believe they got popcorn or showers or normal things. Y'all don't even think about like what Africa is. It's literally the richest place ever. Think about that. And all y'all come from it. So for y'all to be like, oh, y'all shower in the jungle and like, what? People live differently in different ways everywhere. So why would you say, do y'all live in the jungle? Actually, no, there's Thailand people that live in rainforests. And y'all still over here saying that they don't have this or they don't have that. Or it's so funny. It's so funny how y'all be singing Little Baby's concert, Little Baby's music, and y'all accent and stuff. I can hear it in the accent. It's so funny, and then they can't even understand what you're saying. Like, such ignorance, and then a fear that these are educated people, because someone began to say that at her college, people were saying this type of things. So you're dumb. You're stupid. If you're saying stuff like this in college, you're stupid. You're stupid. I cannot for the life of me pronounce this word. A key, whatever you call it, whatever y'all want to call it, y'all are ignorant as hell. And honestly, I haven't heard anyone say this to my face. So for you to have this word and not be verbal about it in the way where people actually listen to you or care, you don't speak on it. Like, if I come up to you right now and you are an African person and you feel like I'm being ignorant, you'll call me the ignorant name. Or will you? Because I've never heard this word before in my life. And I've never heard anybody being called this word. So I'm just wondering, y'all gonna back that up? Because you put it on the internet. Everybody's so powerful on Twitter, you know? Y'all get all the juice and all the heat on Twitter. When it comes to real life, you lack the boldness. I think y'all should just watch your mouth, because at the end of the day, y'all crazy. Y'all not even really talking about nothing either. It's like, it's a whole pandemic. Children, 5 freaking kids got killed on the 4th of July. And all you can talk about is how Africans and African Americans work. Like, where's the unity? If we're gonna scream and shout and demand justice for Breonna Taylor and Elijah McClain and so many others that have not gotten justice at all, how can we do that? How can as an African American, how can you say all Black Lives Matter and not and then go ahead and say something like that? Like, I try not to make controversial videos about stuff like this. And honestly, y'all, I'm so tired of talking about race. I'm so tired of having to like bring it to light. And I already told you in my last video how I can protest, and that was bothering me enough, because I'm definitely like a huge activist when it comes to Black Lives Matter and so many other things that I stand for. People were rioting and doing other things that I do not necessarily condone. So even there was no organization. If there was plotting and planning, like breadbasket, I don't know if anybody's familiar with that, but if no one is like that, if no one has that mindset, if we don't have leaders that think about the majority of Black people, then we're not gonna have any succession. And another thing that is gonna kill the opposing people towards Black Lives Matter is if we stop buying all this stuff. Stop buying things that aren't Black owned. Stop buying, just stop doing stupid stuff. and then wondering why nothing gets done. And this is a protest that's been going on for so long because, and then Elijah McClain happened like in 2019. That could happen to anyone and it not be enlightened. So let's not kill each other because there's a bigger war. This Trump thing, I don't know if y'all have seen his commercials, but they literally install fear. That is what they do. They're not for political like competition. They're not for like to make anyone feel better about this election. It's not about that. It's about installing fear to get you to understand that if this happens, you know, technically you won't be Jesus Christ. You won't be protected and a bunch of mayhem is gonna happen by saying like if you call 911, guess what? It's not gonna go through. Or it's gonna take 5 days for them to get back to you. Like who makes a commercial like that? This is all to scare everyone. What you see on the internet with these Karens and all these other people that are insane, he's fueling that. And those commercials infuel fear, and those commercials influence Karen. So why don't y'all just like respect each other? I don't get that. What are you snobbing for? Why? Thinking that we're lazy? Yeah, okay, we're lazy, sure. I don't know, and then we don't have any culture. We were snatched from our culture. So we do the best we can. And don't think we got it from Susan or Sarah, because we surely didn't. That lemon pepper combo, sweetie, extra wet with Pink's drink, yeah, Susan could never. We technically made our culture. So it's not that big of a deal. Y'all coming over here with all this extra mess. Like, we need that. Oh, we need. And then there's still tribal wars in Africa. So how you gonna come over here, talk shit about us, and y'all also killing each other? Like, we killing each other, y'all killing each other? Like, it's nothing new. It's all spite, it's all hate, and it's all hypocritical. Like, how come we always say Black Lives Matter, we care, all this other stuff, and we never respect each other? But y'all rather get on Twitter, be big and bold, because I bet y'all won't come to my house. So basically, I would just love to stop all of this ridiculousness. And I've decided, because of everything being so gross, I'm going to continue to uplift people as much as possible. And I will be making the Black-owned business thing a normal situation. If you own a Black-owned business and you would like to be promoted, please let me know. DM me in my Instagram or my Snapchat, or I don't know if a lot of people get on Twitter, but you can do that as well, because I will be looking for Black-owned businesses to embrace every week. I haven't picked the specific days to when I'm going to do so, but I am going to make that a regular thing so we can just kind of uplift each other instead of, like I said, always looking down. And the more we project this type of thing, the more our kids look at it, the more media looks at it, and the more we are proving everyone right. Like, if we continue this behavior of spittiness on each other, then people are going to like be, oh, told you, that's how they act. Nobody differentiates a Southern Black person from an African, just to let you know, because they see an N-word, and the opposite races see N-words. Like, what do you want me to tell you? Because at the end of the day, that's how they classify us. Doesn't matter where you're from. They all see us the same, and we're not the same. And y'all try so hard to make sure that that's differentiated, and it's fine. But you know, the other people that aren't Black at all see us all as N-words. So maybe you should think about that the next time you get so offended about a Black person being Black. But this is basically the finished look of what I was doing today. But that is pretty much it for today's video. Also, have a huge surprise for you guys coming up in store. So like I was saying, I am going to be making it a mandatory thing about the Black businesses. Stay tuned for greatness. Thank you. Bye. Oh, like, comment, and subscribe.